Hi Virgos, and welcome to your February 2021 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk to you about the energies coming in for your sign in the month of February. Okay. Big adjustment period coming in for you. It looks like as Virgos, we've got a few things to walk away from, a few things to tighten up and really optimize and calibrate. Okay, so where do I want to start? Let's just look into some of the general messages coming up, and as usual, we'll get into the week to week after that. First thing I would say, Virgo, that has been having a lot of good results for myself and clients is the theme of the unconventional. Okay, so this is something that Virgo can struggle with sometimes, as you are more of a traditional perfectionist type of energy. And I want you to really start to, if you can, take comfort in that which is unconventional and try to find encouragement and confidence in understanding that we can't pre-plan everything, we can't strategize around everything, and there is an element of luck, timing, and universal assistance that comes into effect with any large goal in life. So thinking of goal orientation, thinking of wanting to get from point A to point B, realizing anything that might not be satisfactory right now in February, I want you to slow down a little bit with things if you can. And I want you to remember who you are and remember that yourself, your sense of identity, but even more importantly, the sense of self that underlines that remains regardless of what you're dressed up as, or regardless of the careers or relationships or participations in your life, regardless of what those are, there is a sense of self beneath all of that is a constant regardless. You're going to really benefit, I think, from glancing at that more, or from looking more into that instead of these, materials that are also a part of your life now. So Virgos, you have the Fool and the Empress and the High Priestess coming up, a very nice order of events coming in where you're taking a brand new situation and you are spiritually adjusting to it, and it's already going to start to benefit you. So you actually have more than you realize right now. But there might be something that's just not quite up to your standards also in your life. So taking a look at standards, taking a look at what is not up to your standards, allowing yourself to move away from those things and creating new things behind them, okay? And just letting that be an unconventional process, okay? Enjoying the unconventional really is the only way to move through this strongly Aquarian time in a sane way. You guys might have seen my Mercury retrograde in Aquarius video, and also my Aquarius stellium video, which may already be up depending on when you're watching this. You can click over to my channel to find those videos. But what's going on with that is that we just have a huge shift and a huge change, and things are not traditional with this energy. So there's no really being a perfectionist or being too methodical with it. I mean, we can be methodical, we can do what we know how to do right, but there's going to be something in our lives that we just don't really know how it fits together, or we don't know how it works. So I think Virgo is one of the signs that can struggle the most with that, because you guys can sometimes have a tendency towards like wanting to really just completely 100% know what you're involving yourself with, to be an expert, to not be surprised or caught off guard is a big part of the Virgo experience. And I don't think any of us can really have that 100%, So being caught off guard, try to trust that the universe is not going to put anything on your path that is too harsh in that way. Let's talk about the week-to-week Virgos. So week number 1, you've got the moon rooted down by the High Priestess. Very feminine energy in the first week. Okay, so fertility comes to mind. The fertility of what you're taking part in. Is the relationship you're in a fertile one, or is it a barren relationship? Definitely take a look into that, into what in your life is fertile and what is barren. Because you're very, and also with the second week too, I mean, look at 10 of Cups, you're down by the Empress. Both of those are reminiscent of one another, where it's like some of you are wanting to maybe have kids, some of you are wanting to birth something into the world, whether that's children or a new idea or a new location. Like something has to get a lot more fertile in the beginning of February in order to feel happy. So and this is also where that relationship with the unconventional comes into effect, because oftentimes it takes some amount of like opposition or some amount of differences or unexpected events in order for us to birth new things into the world. Pregnancy does not happen with one, you know? So that is a lot of also what is coming in. If you want to sort of conceptualize or sort of conceive of new ideas, conceive of new notions, you might need another person in your life. And that's not, I'm not even just talking like romantic relationships or like reproduction in that way. I'm talking like any type of new in your life, any new ideal, new notion, new business, new project needs another person or a different type of personality type to you. So it'd be a really good time for you guys to meet an Aquarius or to meet someone new, or someone who has a very different tendency than you. If you're a perfectionist Virgo, you know, why not start talking to a sort of clumsy, messy Sagittarius or something. Like there needs to be an offsetting or something that shows you a new way. And in the first week, it's about spiritually acclimating yourself to that and seeing things with truth. Okay, there can be a rose-colored glasses in the first week. Do try to look at things very truthfully. Week number 2, you have the Ten of Cups rooted down by the Empress. So new relationship for those of you who are single is very possible. Like I said, January was a month where we can meet soulmates. Also, July is, so don't freak out if you're not there. Also, some of you might be getting married or some of you might be really taking a relationship to the next level. One way or another, it really looks like you're going to be very sought after with the Empress energy coming up. Also, some of you might be like buying a house or really planning for your dream home or planning for some type of dream, because a dream is also there in the first week, and this might be becoming more tangible and more reality in the second week. So that's really beautiful to see. Third week, you have 8 of Cups rooted down by the 5 of Swords. There's something to walk away from, okay? You'll see really beautiful things in the first half of February, which whenever that happens, it also then will highlight what's not working well. And that might happen in the third week. And when you see that, I would say just kind of try to get away from those things. Try to just get distance from what's not working well. Also, the ego, the competitive nature, the need to really be in control of how you're projecting. 5 of Swords, you know, that is what you need to get distance from. Okay, trust in your embodiment, trust in the universe meeting you halfway seems to be lacking a little bit. So I would focus there if you can. Week number 4, I know we're moving quick, Virgo, the Fool rooted down by 3 of Swords. We, in the 4th week of February, getting into Pisces season, are going to be facing the last little bit of turmoil, okay? Turmoil is not harmonious with the energy of the next 2 or 3 years, actually, but especially 2021. I mean, when Jupiter goes into Pisces, which it will very briefly this summer and then go back into Aquarius, that we can start to do more shadow work, I think, with that. But turmoil is just not very good for us right now. Turmoil is just not very productive. It's not going to give us much. We have to be very bright, solar. The energy is more masculine right now. You know, it's been a very feminine 2020, very feminine shadowed 2020. And, you know, everything moves in tandem. So it does feel important for you to understand that this is a very masculine energy this year, Virgo. So it's important to work on the masculine side of your personality, perhaps, too. But yes, you're starting something new in the 4th week. So you're really maybe jumping off of a ledge or, you know, sort of taking a leap of faith, per se. And that leap of faith is getting you strong enough and getting you happy and healthy and motivated enough to walk away from that 3 of Swords dynamic, which seems to have been so prevalent for such a long time. You know, that 3 and 5 of Swords is finally just right on the peripheral. You know, it's getting out. It's not the focus anymore, but it's still kind of there. So that's what you're working on this month. Overall, Virgos, this is going to basically be an acclimation month, I think. So you're going to be acclimating to your, basically just your next goal and your next higher spiritual path too. So I would definitely look into that too. Like, what is the spiritual component of what I'm going through? Is that anything similar to what it's ever been in my life before, or am I in a very different place? Because that's also really possible, is you can like be in a super different place and still like be going based on the mentality of your like previous path. I think everybody is kind of dealing with that right now to some degree, but it's just worth thinking about, like, how have things changed? Who am I now? And can I get on board with that and have a lot easier of time than, you know, using my previous context as a, starting point for everything. You know, it's got to start to adapt. It's got to acclimate. So anyway, Virgos, I hope you enjoyed this general reading, short and simple this month. I'm going to put together an extended reading for you over on Patreon. If you want to get all the readings early and ad-free, as well as extended counterparts, that link will be below and in the center of the screen. I'm wishing you a lot of love and light. Good luck this month, Virgos, and let's jump over to Patreon now for your extended. Much love. Bye.